out there? It is Sebastian of Sebastian's Movie Game Time. And on today, episode 44, this is going to be my last. Now, I know Halloween, and Halloween is coming up, but we're like Halloween's only, it's getting close to Halloween, and I'm not going to do the Halloween, I'm not going to do the weekend of Halloween to record a new episode. So by the time you see this new episode 44, this is the weekend before the weekend of Halloween. So I'm recording this episode a little early, So the next time you see another episode of my channel, it's not gonna be to November. So this is gonna be my last recording episode for this month of October. This is gonna be my last talking about horror movies, since we're coming close to the end of October. And I will make new episode. I'll have a new episode, like in November when we get to it. But since October is coming close to end, this is gonna be my last episode. I'll talk about scary horror movies of October. And so let's get started, shall we? I'm gonna be talking about the 80s. I'm gonna be talking about the 80s horror movies. First off, we have The Hand. It's about a comic book artist who loses his hand and some freak accident, and then his hand starts to come back. His hand starts coming back by himself, and starts beginning terrorizing this comic book artist. Begins to stalking him. This movie, The Hand, this is a film that no one ever talks about, and for I don't know why, for a reason. But The Hand is directed by Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone, the director of Platoon, Wall Street, Natural Born Killers. Oliver Stone. Well, this movie, The Hand, this is like Oliver Stone's first directing debut film. Was Oliver Stone's first directing film was The Hand, and it's kind of a cult classic in The Hand movie. The Hand movie stars Michael Caine and Bruce McGill. Rena was younger at the time. I give Oliver Stone's The Hand movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have the original Friday the 13th. It's about a serial killer. Who taxes a group of teenagers at this Camp Crystal Lake summer camp. Everyone knows the original Friday the 13th movie. This is a classic. This is a beloved classic slasher film, Friday the 13th. This is everyone's favorite, best movie, slasher, whatever. Friday the 13th, the original, it stars Betsy Palmer, Adrienne Keene, and Kevin Bacon. Now, Kevin Bacon appears in this Friday the 13th movie, and this is before he did the Footloose movie and many other 80s movies, or before he had a movie career. This is Kevin Bacon's earliest film role. It's Friday the 13th, Kevin Bacon. He's in it. So it's cool to see a young Kevin Bacon. He was young at the time when he did this movie. It's really fun. The Friday the 13th movie, the original, I give it 4 out of 3 stars. We have John Carpenter's The Fog. It's about a mysterious fog. It's about a mysterious fog that spreads this entire sleepy community, small town, and its local residents and its local citizen residents of the small town must find a way to stop this fog. This is another beloved classic John Carpenter movie, called The Fog. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Atkins, Adrian Barbeau, Hal Holbrook, Janet Leigh, who was Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Is in the Fog movie as well. What can I say about John Carpenter's The Fog movie? Oh, and John Houseman. also appears in it too in the beginning of the movie. John Houseman. John Carpenter's A Fog movie. It's nothing but a classic. I give John Carpenter's A Fog movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Terror Train. It's about teenagers who are born on a train on New Year's Eve, is being targeted and killed one by one by a masked serial killer who snuck on board the train and began to killing off all the teenagers. Terror Train, it's a Canadian slasher movie. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Ben Johnson. A character actor, Ben Johnson, appears in Terror Train. This is another good slasher movie, Terror Train. I give Terror Train 4 out of 3 stars. We have Dressed to Kill. It's about a prostitute woman and a teenager who must uncover, you know, who is the serial killer who has killed the teenager's mother, and who is this killer. And so this is a Brian De Palma movie, Dressed to Kill. It's a very good Brian De Palma classic movie. It stars Michael Caine, Nancy Allen, Angie Dickinson, and Keith Gordon. I get Dressed to Kill movie. Oh, and the score and Dressed to Kill, it's very hauntingly beautiful, masterfully great, composed by it's a very good composed music score, Dressed to Kill. I get Dressed to Kill 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Shining. Now, this is Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Now, this is the Shining movie that Stephen King himself doesn't like the movie, which I don't know why. But, you know, I mean, over the past years, Kubrick's The Shining movie, it's nothing but a classic. It really is. With the spooky atmosphere and the score is very hauntingly beautiful in the film. The Shining is another great classic. It's about a married couple whose son begins seeing visions of ghostly spirits at this hotel that they've been caretakers and taking care of the hotel out for the winter or the summertime. But this is Shining movie. This is a beloved classic. It stars Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and Joe Turkel, and Scoutman Crothers. I love the camera tracking dolly shot, and I love all the shot scenes in the Shining movie. It's very shot, really well made, done. I guess Stanley Kubrick's Shining movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Graduation Day. It's about a track team of running teenagers. They're being killed off one by one by a running masked serial killer. Graduation Day is from Trauma Video. It's from Lloyd Kaufman, which is he's known for Trauma Video. Graduation Day. It's a fun slasher movie. Graduation Day. It stars Christopher George. Oh, and also too, you know what Graduation Day? You know the high school? You know the high school in this Graduation Day movie. I'm not sure you know about this, but there's a high school in this Graduation Day movie that is still there. That the actual high school itself, it's still there. It's called the La Canada High School. It's in Pasadena. Well, anyways, there's a high school there. It's called it's in La Canada High School, but it's in Pasadena City. So when you see this Graduation Day movie, you're gonna say, if you live in the Pasadena area, if all you're out there living in the Pasadena area, and you see this slasher movie, and you see the high school in the slasher film, you're like, oh wait a minute, I know the high school. I see the high school all the time. I drive past by that high school. It's still there. So Graduation Day, this slasher movie, Graduation Day, It was filmed at the high school. That's in La Canada, Pasadena. But that's the same high school in Pasadena, the La Canada Valley in Pasadena. That's the same high school that is still there to this day. So if you're wondering about that, I'll give graduation day. Graduation day stars Christopher George, and Vanna. So yeah, it stars Christopher George and Vanna White. Vanna White appears in it before she was the host of the Real Fortune TV show. So this is like a Vanna White's early role film. I'll give graduation day 5 out of 3 stars. We have another beloved Canadian slasher movie called My Bloody Valentine, the original My Bloody Valentine. It's about a serial killer. It's about a minor serial killer named Harry Warden, who starts beginning killing workers who works at this factory on Valentine's Day. And this is a beloved classic My Bloody Valentine movie. It's a Canadian slasher movie. My Bloody Valentine movie. It stars Laurie Haller, Neil Affleck, Paul Kilman, Alf Humphreys, Keith Knight, and Don Franks. All these cast stars in this My Bloody Valentine movie. They're all Canadian actors, if you're wondering. My Bloody Valentine, the original slasher film, I give it 4 out of 3 stars. We have the Funhouse. It's about 4 young teenagers who spend the night at this funhouse where they encounter a mysterious monsters that's lurking in their way. This is another good fun movie called The Funhouse. It's a Tobe Hooper movie. Tobe Hooper, the director who made Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's another great fun movie, The Funhouse. The Funhouse stars Elizabeth Burridge, Cooper Huckabee, and Sylvia Mills, and Kevin Conroy. Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse. I give Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Burning. It's about a burnt-faced serial killer comes back to his own camping stomping ground. And starts killing off new teenagers. The Burning is great gore makeup. It's great bloody makeup effects by Tom Savini. The Burning stars Jason Alexander. This is when Jason Alexander, he played that character George on the Seinfeld TV show. Jason Alexander was young in The Burning. You got Fisher Stevens, and Holly Hunter also appears in The Burning. Holly Hunter, before she's a Academy Award-winning actress. The Burning, I love the makeup effects in The Burning. It's classic. I give The Burning movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. It's about a radio disc jockey DJ who tracks down these murdering family cannibals to the hideout, and a vengeful Texas Ranger is on their trail. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is another good sequel to the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, it's really fun of a sequel. It stars Carolyn Williams as the main woman character, and Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper has like a crazy. I personally think that Dennis Hopper's performance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was like the scene stealer. Dennis Hopper was the Dennis Hopper character. He was like the scene stealer in this Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 movie. So I thought this is Dennis Hopper's at his best, crazy performance, best I should say, for Dennis Hopper. Oh, and Chainsaw Massacre 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, it stars Bill Moseley. Before he played, you know, Otis in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects and Free from Hell, Bill Moseley. Well, he was in Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, Bill Moseley, so it was cool. I get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have Hell Night. It's about a few groups of teenagers who must spend one night in this minor house that's haunted. This is a fun movie, Hell Night, and they must survive and only a few people might survive the night of this Hell Night at this minor house that they're supposed to stay at. Hell Night, it's a fun movie. It stars Linda Blair and Peter Burton. I give Hell Night movie. Oh, and once again, it stars Linda Blair, Reagan of The Exorcist. Linda Blair from The Exorcist. She stars in Hell Night. It's a fun movie. I give Hell Night 4 out of 3 stars. We have An American Werewolf in London. It's about two backpackers who come across a werewolf one night, and they kills another and abyss the other one. That the other one slowly becomes a werewolf. This is a fun movie, American Werewolf in London. It's directed by John Landis. It stars David Naughton, Griffin Dunn, and Ginny Agger. This is another great horror classic, American Werewolf in London. And the werewolf makeup effects is done by Rick Baker. I thought Rick Baker did a great job with the makeup, with the werewolf makeup effects. Rick Baker, American Werewolf in London. It's nothing but a classic, American Werewolf in London. And again, it's directed by John Landis. I give An American Werewolf in London 4 out of 3 stars. We have another beloved classic of mine. It's The Evil Dead. It's about 5 young teenagers who stay at a cabin in the middle of the woods, and one of them conjures supernatural evil spirits, and only one of them could survive the night. This Evil Dead movie, it's nothing but a classic and well deserved love by a lot of, you know, horror fans, such as myself included. The Evil Dead it's bloody good time, it's gory non-stop, it's fun. The Evil Dead movie stars a young Bruce Campbell, who plays the character of Ash, who becomes like the ultimate hero by the end of the movie. I give the classic, The Evil Dead movie, 4 out of 3 stars. We have Halloween 2. It's about Michael Myers' sister, Laurie Strode. She's at a hospital, and then Michael Myers finds out that she's alive and at this hospital, and Michael Myers goes to the hospital where she's at to finish her off. Where Dr. Loomis still searches for Michael Myers and looking for him. This is another good Halloween 2. Halloween 2, it's a great movie. I really like this slasher Halloween 2. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasant. I give Halloween 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have a Stephen King movie called Silver Bullet. It's about a young boy who must stop a werewolf that is terrorizing his small town that he lives in. It's Stephen King. It's based on Stephen King's book, Silver Bullet. But it's nothing but a classic silver bullet. It really is. It stars Corey Haim as the main tenant, you know, it stars Corey Haim, Everett McGill, Gary Busey, Terry O'Quinn, and Bill Smitrovich. I gave Stephen King's Silver Bullet 4 out of 3 stars. We have another classic horror film, Poltergeist. It's about a family who realizes that their daughter's been sucked inside a TV and they're being hunted by supernatural ghost spirits. Poltergeist is another beloved, another great horror classic. Poltergeist, it really is. It's directed by Tobe Hooper, presented by Steven Spielberg. Poltergeist stars Craig T. Nelson, Joe Bess Williams, Heather O'Rourke, who is no longer with us, who plays the little girl, Carol Ann, the main little girl character in Poltergeist. The actress is not around anymore with us, and it's very sad. Dominic Dunn, who is also not around anymore. Dominic Dunn. So she's no longer with us, among us anymore. So it's kind of sad that Poltergeist, that has, you know, Heather O'Rourke and Dominic Dunn, they're no longer with us. It's very sad. But Poltergeist it's a beloved horror classic, and you know, it really still is scary to this day. I give Poltergeist movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have the Slumber Party Massacre. It's about a few female teenagers. They have a sleepover. But then there's a crazy serial killer who escaped from mental state, and then he begins killing these women at the sleepover house with this driller that this killer has. This is another classic 80s slasher film, the Slumber Party Massacre. It stars Robin Steele and Michelle Michaels. I give Slumber Party Massacre movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Pieces. It's about a deranged serial killer who starts killing off co-eds at this college students. This is another crazy slasher movie, Pieces. It stars Christopher George and Linda Day. I give Pieces 4 out of 3 stars. We have the first Creep Show. It's an anthology movie told with 4 different terrifying stories. Creep Show is nothing but a beloved classic. It stars Tom Atkins, Adrian Barbeau, Fritz Weaver, Hal Holbrook, Leslie Nielsen, Ted Danson, Stephen King himself, E.G. Marshall, and Leslie Nielsen appears in Creep Show. Creep Show is nothing but a classic 80s of a George Romero movie. I get the first Creep Show movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have John Carpenter's The Thing. It's about a group of researchers and Arantica. They start beginning to suspect that one of their own might not be human, but like a monster evolving creature that lives inside of them. This is another great Carpenter movie, John Carpenter's The Thing. It stars Kurt Russell, Keith David, and Wilford Brimley. John Carpenter's The Thing is nothing but a classic, and great gory makeup effects. I give John Carpenter's The Thing movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have the first Beetlejuice movie. It's about a deceased married couple. They start to terrorize and hunting the new owners of their house with help from Beetlejuice, the gone rogue ghostly named Beetlejuice. Tim Burton, the first Beetlejuice movie is nothing but a classic. It stars Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, Jeffrey Jones, Winona Ryder, Sylvia Sidney, and Captain O'Hara. I get the first Beetlejuice movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Final Terror. It's about young people who go hiking through in the woods, and they realize they're being watched and struck by a mysterious force of a serial killer. They're being followed and watched by 2 serial killers. The Final Terror, it stars Rachel Ward, Daryl Hannah. This is like a young Daryl Hannah before she became who she is now. And Joe Pants, known as Joe Plantiano, also in The Final Terror. I get The Final Terror movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have another Stephen King movie called Cujo. It's about a monster. It's about a nice Saint Bernard dog named Cujo who gets bitten by a rabid bat, and later on in the movie, the Saint Bernard dog Cujo, he's slowly starting becoming from the good dog to the evil as a monstrous killing rampaging dog. And Cujo, it's a great Stephen King movie, Cujo. But it's kind of sad if you think about it. If you see Cujo, it's kind of sad if you think about it, because the Saint Bernard dog Cujo, he went from being so lovable, nice, to being friendly, and from being nice and so lovable of a Saint Bernard dog, Cujo becomes like a monstrous killing rampage of a dog. So it's kind of sad if you think about Cujo. It's very sad. Actually, really is, but it's a great Stephen King. It's a great adaptation from Stephen King. Cujo movie stars Dee Wallace. Oh, I think that Dee Wallace gives. I personally thought Dee Wallace gave, what was it? Mesmerizing. No, not, or maybe electrifying performance. She carried this movie. Dee Wallace, she carried this movie really well. I think it's like an electrifying performance by Dee Wallace. Very great. I give Cujo 4 out of 3 stars. We have the first sleepaway camp. There's been a group of young teenagers at the summer camp. Starts being picked up by a serial killer. This is a crazy classic slasher movie, Sleepaway Camp. It stars Felicia Rose. What can I say about the first Sleepaway Camp movie? Well, even though the first Sleepaway Camp movie has a crazy ending of it, and is really beloved classic slasher movie, Sleepaway Camp, I give the first Sleepaway Camp movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Reanimator. This is another great 80s kind of bloodfest movie called Reanimator. It's about a medical young doctor who meets a crazy medical doctor. It's about a young doctor who meets a crazy maniac doctor who wants to bring back corpse people from the dead with this special sword that he's developed and he's made to bring people back from the dead. Reanimator, it's a great all-time 80s blood splatter movie. It stars Bruce Abbott, Barbara Crampton, Robert Sampson, David Gale, and Barbara Crampton. And it's written by Stuart Gordon, Reanimator. I give Reanimator 4 out of 3 stars. We have another great Stuart Gordon movie called From Beyond. It's about a young scientist with help from a psychiatrist woman as they must find a way to destroy this special machine, this special machine that brings like this machine that involves, like, you can see creatures with this machine that the scientists built from beyond the grave. This is another crazy movie, From Beyond. It's written by Stuart Gordon, and it stars the same reanimator cast: Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and Kim Forey. From Beyond is not as good as Reanimator, but it's almost up there as Reanimator. From Beyond, so I give From Beyond 4 out of 3 stars. We have Sleepaway Camp Part 2, Unhappy Campers. It's about newer teenagers at the summer camp. They start finding themselves, being stalked by this mysterious stranger who's a serial killer from the first Sleepaway Camp movie. And because I'm talking about Sleepaway Camp 2, I have a T-shirt. This T-shirt I'm wearing, Sleepaway Camp. This T-shirt I'm wearing, Sleepaway Camp 2, even has like the lyrics to the song words. That when you see the movie, there's the lyric song words. There's the lyric song words from the movie. If you see it, this is my Sleepaway Camp T-shirt. I mean, I like the first Sleepaway Camp movie. But part two I thought was a really fun one too, of a sequel of a Sleepaway Camp movie. It stars Pamela Springsteen, who is Bruce Springsteen's sister in real life. I give Sleepaway Camp 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Dead Zone, another great Stephen King movie called The Dead Zone. It's about a college teacher who wakes up from a coma. And every time he touches someone who awakens all these years later, when he touches someone's hand, he can see what's going to happen to them, or he can see what's going to happen in the future when he touches someone's hand. This is a great, powerful Stephen King movie adaptation, The Dead Zone. It stars Christopher Walken, Brooke Adams, Tom Skerritt, Martin Sheen, Colin Dewhurst. Yeah, and Colin Dewhurst. Stephen King's The Dead Zone is nothing but it's a great movie, and Christopher Walken. I think Christopher Walken delivers a electrifying performance as the main title character. I give Stephen King's The Dead Zone movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Molator. It's about a teenager and his friends. They go up to the teenager's father's fishing cabin rental house during summer break to have a fun weekend, not knowing that there's a killer waiting for them. The Molator, it's kind of a campy slasher movie, but it's really great, and it has some of the great kill scenes. It's so great. The Modulator, it stars Matt Mittler. I get the Modulator 4 out of 3 stars. We have Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe is another great movie. It's about 3 young thieves. It's about 3 young thieves, or 3 young people. Don't Breathe. It's about 3 people who break into an older man's house, not knowing that the older man's blind, and he has secrets inside his house that that he's the one to know, and the 3 young people must find a way to survive his house of horrors. Did I know that the owner of the house that they broke into is blind, and used to be like a former Vietnam veteran soldiers. So they must fight for their lives. Don't Breathe. It was one of those movies I saw at the movie theater. Don't Breathe, and I thought I have never seen a movie like. I've never seen a movie quite like Don't Breathe, and I just thought it was a fresh new take on a horror movie. It was fun, great, intense. The first Don't Breathe movie, it stars Jane Levy and Stephen Lane. I give the first Don't Breathe movie, I give Don't Breathe 4 out of 3 stars. We have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. It's about Michael Myers who comes back to come after his niece, Jamie Lloyd, that he didn't know that he had. This is another great Halloween classic 80s film, Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. It stars a young Danielle Harris and Donald Pleasant as Dr. Sam Loomis. I give Halloween 4 out of 3 stars. We have a sequel, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. It's about again Michael Myers comes back again to terrorize his niece Jamie Lloyd again, who this time his niece Jamie Lloyd has a connection sharing link with this Michael Myers. So this is I would say this is Halloween 5. I should say is the last good Halloween of a classic Halloween movie before we move on to Halloween 6 and then H2O, Halloween, 20 years later. Halloween 5, it stars Danielle Harris is back as Denise, Jamie Lloyd, and Donald Pleasant is back as Dr. Sam Loomis. I give Halloween 5 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Others. It's about a mother and her 2 children realizes that their house is being hunted by ghostly spirit people. This is another great with the great shocking twist of a movie. The Others. It's a really great shocking twist as it is. The Others stars Nicole Kidman. I would say this is Nicole Kidman's excellent performance, I should say, by her in this Others movie. She was really great. I give The Others 4 out of 3 stars. We have 13 Ghosts. It's about a family who moves into a glass nice house with writings on the wall, and whenever they put the goggles on, they can see like murderous ghost spirits coming at them when they put the glasses on. This is another great remake, 13 Ghosts. It stars Tony Shalhoub of Monk, Matthew Lillard. I thought Matthew Lillard was a scene stealer. I thought Matthew Lillard was a scene stealer in 13 Ghosts. He really was great. The movie also stars Shannon Elizabeth and F. Murray Abraham. I give 13 Ghosts movie 4 out of 3 stars. Oh, and we have Witchboard. Ooh, Witchboard, another great 80s horror movie, Witchboard. It's about 3 people who played a Ouija board game where they conjuring like an evils, 2 different ghosts, one evil and one likes to haunt them. Witchboard is nothing but a classic horror movie, better than the Ouija movies that Blumhouse done. Witchboard is way far better of an 80s horror movie. Witchboard stars Tawny Kidron. I give the Witchboard movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Valentine. It's about young women on Valentine's Day find out that they're being stalked and being picked up one by one by a serial killer, but not just a serial killer, a Cupid mask serial killer. That every time he kills, every time the Cupid serial killer kills anybody, his blood starts coming out from his nose. The blood starts coming out from the Cupid mask's nose. And every time the killer does kill somebody in the movie, his nose bleeds. The blood comes out of the Cupid mask's nose. When I saw the poster, this movie came out in 2001, Valentine. And when I saw the poster of this movie back then, when I saw the poster for this movie, and when I saw the Cupid mask killer on the poster of the film, that killer always scares me because it's just a Cupid mask wearing killer, and the way that the mask looks, it just makes it so scary, Like you don't want if you bump into this killer, if there's a real life killer, you don't want to bump into this killer. Like you want to run away as fast as you can, because the way this killer looks and moves and walks, it just makes it so scary, makes it so scary looking, Valentine movie, it stars David Bonancian before he did the Angel TV show. The movie also stars Molly Shelton, Denise Richards, Jessica Capshaw, and Captain Hagel is in Valentine. I give Valentine movie 4 out of 3 stars. Rehab from Hell. It's about an inspector who must solve a series of bizarre murders of different prostitute women who are being butchered and killed by a serial killer known as Jack the Ripper. From Hell, you know how Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time Hollywood, how that movie ended greatly. It ended really well. That Quentin Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time Hollywood, how that movie ended well. And, the ending, just like that movie, of the ending of that movie, there's a similar ending to this movie, at the end of this movie, From Hell. From Hell stars Johnny Depp, Heather Graham, Robbie Corcoran, and Ian Holm. I give From Hell 4 out of 3 stars. We have Frankie Weenie. It's about a teenage boy who brings back his pet dog, Sparky, back as he becomes Frankie Weenie. Frankie Weenie stars the voice talents of Captain O'Hara and Martin Landau. It's a Tim Burton movie, Frankie Weenie. I give Frankie Weenie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Darkness Falls. It's about a man who comes back to his child hometown to face his fear and his demons that took and killed his father when he was like a boy, who must save his former childhood girlfriend's son, who is having nightmares about this demon, just like it haunted him when he was a kid. Darkness Falls. It's a great horror movie. Darkness Falls. It stars Chanley Keeley and Emma Caulfield Ford. Darkness Falls, I give 4 out of 3 stars. We have High Attention. It's about 2 best female teenagers who spend the night at one of their family's houses, who one night a mysterious stranger knocks at who comes in as, and until one night, one of their houses, the front door gets knocked by a mysterious stranger. High Attention. This was a great movie, High Attention. It stars Cecile de France. She's a French actress. It's a French actress name, so I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but it is. It's like, okay. I give High Attention movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Final Destination 2. It's about a woman who has a premonition vision of what's going to happen, and she and other people They find themselves being targeted by Hitler, by Des again, who comes after them in different national order. False Nation 2 is a sequel to the first False Nation movie. It stars A.G. Cook, Johnson Cherry, and Arlie Letter, and Tony Todd. I give False Nation 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have 20 Days Later. It's about a man and other survivors who must struggle to survive in a zombie apocalyptic quarantine world. 20 Days Later is nothing but a great horror movie. It stars Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, and Brendan Gleeson. I give 20 Days Later 4 out of 3 stars. We have House of the Dead. Now I know House of the Dead. You remember that? You remember the old school arcade game? You remember the old school arcade? The House of Dead. It has the 2 guns attached to the game of the House of Dead, and you play the House of Dead game, and you pick out the 2 guns and you shoot the screen as you're shooting the zombies. Well, there's a movie called House of the Dead, and it's about people who come on the island for like a fun party weekend. Really doesn't realize that it's zombies. It's surrounded by zombies, and they must fight for survival. House of Dead movie. It stars Johnson Cherry, who was in False Nation 2. I give House of Dead movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Shredder. It's about a group of friends who come to a ski resort lodge, not realizing that there's a snowboarding ski mask serial killer watching every move they make and begins coming after them. Shredder, it's a great slasher movie. It stars Scott Relinger. Scott Relinger, when I found out who the main guy was, like, who's this main guy? The Scott Relinger. Then I realized he does the voice of a character that I've seen. It's like, oh, okay, that's the voice. That's the actor who does the voice of this character. Let me just say, he does the voice character named Aladdin. I'll just say that. The character who does the voice character of Aladdin. Well, he's the main actor. Well, the actor is the voice of Aladdin character. He's kind of like the main guy character in this Shredder movie. The movie Shredder also stars Lindsay McKean. I give Shredder movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, this is a remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out in 2003. It's about 5 friends who are on their way to a concert, pick up a hitchhiker after she kills herself. They encounter a group of cannibal family of murderers, which includes Leatherface character himself. It stars Jessica Biel. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre stars Jessica Biel and Johnson Trucker. I get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Invisible Man. This is Blumhouse, The Invisible Man. It's about a woman who finds out that her abusive husband is not really dead, but has come back in a way to stalk her. This is a great fresh take on the Invisible Man character. Really fresh new take on it. It stars Elizabeth Moss. I thought Elizabeth Moss did a great performance in The Invisible Man, and I think Jason Blum of Blumhouse did a very good job of reimagining this Invisible Man. I get his new Invisible Man movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have a Netflix movie called The Babysitter Killer Queen. It's about a teenager named Cole who realizes that the satanic cult members are back from the first Babysitter movie, and he must find a way to save his soul and save himself. What can I say about the Netflix Babysitter, the sequel, Killer Queen? It's really great. I mean, I thought the first Babysitter movie was really fun, but after watching the second one, Killer Queen, I thought, this sequel's way better than the first one, I thought. The Netflix Babysitter Killer Queen, it stars Jenna Ortega. So I'm a Jenna Ortega fan. So she's in Babysitter, the second one, Killer Queen. I give Netflix the Babysitter, Killer Queen, the sequel Babysitter, 4 out of 3 stars. We have another Netflix movie called Fair Street, 1994, Part 1. It's about a group of teenagers. It's about a group of teenage friends must solve the brutal murders of the entire residents of this small town by this is based on R.L. Stine, the author creator of the Goosebumps books. He did this Fear Street one called Part 1, 1994. This is great. Fear Street Part 1, 1994 was really fun. And you know what's funny about this Fear Street 94 Part 1? Because in actuality, I was actually like 4 years old. I was like a little 5-year-old. I was like a little 4-year-old kid in the real 94. That this Fear Street 1994 movie story takes place in. I was actually in real life. In real life 94. I was like 4 years old. In real life in the real 94, I was like 4 years old. Like the story of this Fear Street took place in 94, if you're wondering. So that was cool seeing 94, Fear Street Part 1, 1994. It stars Kayana Madria and Maya Hawke. I give Fear Street Part 1, 1994, 4 out of 3 stars. We have another great remake film called The Slumber Party Massacre. It's about a group of friends who comes to a weekend party, just a slumber party, just with them having fun. Until a serial killer with the drilling drill comes to begins killing off them one by one. This is a remake of the Slumber Party Massacre based on the original one from 1982. This is a remake version of Slumber Party Massacre. It stars Hannah Gonera. I give Slumber Party Massacre the remake. I thought it was a new fresh take on Slumber Party Massacre. It stars Hannah Gonera, like I said. I give Slumber Party Massacre remake 4 out of 3 stars. We have Mulligan or Milligant. It's about a woman who becomes a suspect in a series of graphic, grisly murders and must claim her innocence, as she must fight off evil that is framing her for all these murders. This is a great horror movie, Milligant. This is a great horror movie, directed by James Wan, and it stars Annabelle. The movie stars Annabelle Wells, Jane Louise Kelly, and Maddie Hudson. I give Milligant movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Last Matinee. It's about a rainy day as a young girl who takes over at a movie theater, whose job is to watch over the movie theater, doesn't realize that there is a sicko serial killer who snuck inside the movie theater, and it starts killing off the audience, people coming to see the movie, and this young girl, she must fight this killer that is killing all these customer people coming to the matinee movie theater to see a movie. This is a great throwback to those 80s, to those 80s movies, and it's a great throwback to the 80s genre of movies. It's really great. The Last Matinee. Oh, and it's filmed in Spain. It was filmed in Spain. The Last Matinee. It stars Lucinda Grasso. The Last Matinee, I gave it 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Black Phone. It's about a young boy. It's about a young boy who gets kidnapped by a mysterious stranger known as the Grabber, and then the young boy picks up this dead black phone in the Grabber's basement, and as they tell him to fight back against this Grabber who put him in the basement. This is a great horror movie, The Black Phone. Now, to be honest, I was like, The Black Phone. This is a new horror movie, and I never had nothing to heard about. And I was like, who's gonna play the main killer? Who's gonna play the Grabber killer in this Black Phone? It's Ethan Hawke. So Ethan Hawke is gonna play. Ethan Hawke is gonna play like a child kidnapper in the movie. I mean, come on, isn't it? So, and actually, to be honest, he was quite scary. Ethan Hawke, he was really quite scary in the Black Phone. He really was. All the different masks that he has on, an entire movie, it just makes it so terrifying, scary, and I just thought he was great. Actually, I thought Ethan Hawke was great in the Black Phone movie. He was really scary, good. So, the Black Phone stars Ethan Hawke. I just thought he was great. I thought he was actually quite great, actually. And I give the Black Phone movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have X. It's about a group of adult famous people who to make adult movie at a ritual farmhouse, not knowing that the 2 elderly people at the farmhouse doesn't know what they're up to or what they're doing, and they must fight for survival. X is sequel. It's the second entry of the first Pearl movie and the Maxine movie. Like it's set like in a trilogy. X movie stars Mia Goth, Martin Henderson, and Brittany Snow and Jenna Ortega. I give X movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Orphan, First Kill. It's about a woman who escapes from the mental state, and she imposes. It's about a woman who escapes from the mental state, and she moves in. She gets adopted by another family, not knowing that this adopted family doesn't know about this girl that they adopted might be a killer. This is a sequel. Oh, this is a prequel before the first Orphan movie, Orphan First Kill. This is a prequel before the first Orphan movie ever happened, if you're wondering. Orphan First Kill, it stars Julia Stiles and Isabel Foreman. I give Orphan First Kill 4 out of 3 stars. We have Terrifier 2. It's about a clown named Art the Clown who starts taunting and terrorizing a brother and her sister on Halloween night, and then brother and sister must fight for survival against Art the Clown. This is a great sequel, Terrifier 2, way better than the first one. I mean, I like the first Terrifier, but I thought Terrifier 2 was actually my favorite one. It stars David Howard Thornton. I get Terrifier 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have Scream 5. It's about 2 sisters and a few other people. They're being stalked by another copycat ghost face and starts haunting them, asking them questions about what's their favorite scary horror movie. Scream 5 was a really fresh take. I thought it was a fresh take on the Scream 5 on the Scream films. I just thought it was a fresh take on it. Scream 5 stars Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Mason Gooden, Jasmine Savory Brown, Marley Shelton, Mikey Madison, Jack Quaid, David Arquette is back as Dewey from the other Scream movies, along with Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott, and Courtney Coss is back as Gail Weathers. I get Scream 5 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Nun 2. It's a sequel to the first Nun movie. The Nun 2 is about a nun and her and her protege must come to a small small village town to save a man who's being possessed by the evil nun spirit herself. The Nun 2 stars Tessa Farmiga. I give the Nun 2 out of 3 stars, and I thought the Nun 2 is way better than the first one, so I get the Nun 2 out of 3 stars. We have the new Haunted Mansion, or it's called the Haunted Mansion. It's about a mother and her son hire 3 psychic people to help them to find out what these ghostly ghost spirits want and why they're hunting the mother and her son. This is a great Haunted Mansion movie. It's way better. This Haunted Mansion movie is way better than the Eddie Murphy one that came out in 2003. This Haunted Mansion is way better because in the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion one, they didn't base upon everything based on the ride attraction Haunted Mansion of Disneyland. But in this Haunted Mansion new one, they based the ride attraction on a bunch of things from the ride attraction in this Haunted Mansion. So I was happy to see that. Haunted Mansion, it stars Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Owen Wilson. And I was so excited when I heard that Owen Wilson was going to be in this new Haunted Mansion movie. Owen Wilson's going to be in Haunted Mansion, because I'm not sure you didn't know about this. But if you remember this movie from the late 90s, like 1999, there's a little horror movie that Owen Wilson did called The Haunting. Stars Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Lily Taylor. Well, Owen Wilson did that haunted house movie that is called The Haunting in 1999. So when I heard that Owen Wilson was going to come back to do another haunted house movie like this one, Haunted Mansion, I was so excited because, you know, I'm an Owen Wilson fan. I've always been a fan of Owen Wilson when I was like a young kid, when I first saw him in the movie, and I always liked him ever since then. I've been a fan of his. And when I heard Owen Wilson was going to be in this new Disney Haunted Mansion movie, I was so excited because it was great to see Owen Wilson come back to do another haunted house movie like he did in a Haunting movie back in '99. It was really cool. So it's good to see Owen Wilson come back to a haunted house movie or another haunted house mansion movie. It was really cool. So yeah, I give this new Haunted Mansion movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Evil Dead Rise. It's about a sister. It's about a sister. It's about a sister and her sister's children. They must fight the demonic evil that possessed them in this this apartment complex building. This Evil Dead Rise was really great Evil Dead movie. I like this Evil Rise movie. Was really great, fresh take on Evil Dead franchise. Evil Dead Rise stars Morgan Davis, Alicia Sutherland, Lily Sullivan, and Neil Fisher. I give Evil Dead Rise 4 out of 3 stars. We have Scream 6. It's about the 2 sisters, Sam and Tara, and the other few members who survived from Scream 5. They find themselves in New York City, and again, like every Scream movie, another group of people copycat Ghostface killers, and the 2 sisters must fight another set of Ghostface killers in New York City. It was great. I like Scream 6. Even I kind of like Scream 6 better than the 5th Scream movie. I mean, I like the 5th Scream. I like the 5th Scream movie, but Scream 6 I like Scream 6 way more better. I thought. It stars Melissa Buria, Jenna Ortega, Mason Gooden, Jasmine Savory Brown, Courtney Coss, and also you got new cast members in Scream 6, like you have Lilena Libredo, Dermot Mulroney, Henry Cerny, Jack Champion, Smart Raving, And it was cool to see Hayden Panettiere come back as our Kirby character from Scream 4 in 2011. It was good to see Hayden Panettiere come back in Scream 6. And I thought Scream 6 was actually more brutal and bloody than ever before in any Scream films. I give Scream 6 movie 4 out of 3 stars. We had The Last Voyage of the Dementor. It's about a shipment crew who realized that there is like a vampire evil, darkness evil on board on the Voyage ship. It's based on the classic take on a Dracula movie, The Last Voyage of the Dementor. It stars Corey Hawkins and Liam Cunningham. I thought it was a new, fresh take on the Dracula vampire classic story take. The Last Voyage of the Dementor was really great, and I thought the Dracula creature was so cool, and I liked how they made it look like. It was really good. So I give The Last Voyage of the Dementor 4 out of 3 stars. We have Thanksgiving. It's about a serial killer and Thanksgiving outfit named Jack Carver, as he begins to stalk a group of teenagers on Thanksgiving. This is a Thanksgiving. It's a great This is a Thanksgiving movie that Eli Roth did the fake trailer for the Grindhouse movies back in 2007. Well, this is a full large Thanksgiving movie. It was cool to see Thanksgiving in the full large movie. It stars Patrick Dempsey, Gina Gershon, and Addison Rae. I give Eli Roth. And Thanksgiving is an Eli Roth movie. I give Eli Roth Thanksgiving 4 out of 3 stars. We have Saw 10. It's about John Kramer and his apprentice Amanda, who about greedy people and the more jigsaw, bizarre, painfully games. Saw 10. I just thought Saw 10 was really great. I thought Saw 10 was really good, like since the first Saw movie. It stars Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith. Saw 10. I give Saw 10 4 out of 3 stars. We have Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus that just came out this year. It's about a group of scavenger teenagers. They come upon a spaceship, and then where they don't know they encounter, it's a group of face huggers creatures, and they meet the main alien creature, and only one of them could survive. This is a great version. This is another great Alien new update version of an Alien movie, Alien Romulus. It stars Kaylee Spaney. I give and when I found who's directing this Alien Romulus movie, then when I found out who the director was who made this Alien Romulus movie, I was like, who's the director? Then when I found out who the director was, named Fede Alvarez, I was like, Fede Alvarez? Why does the director name sound familiar? But then I typed his name, the director. I typed in the director's name, Fede Alvarez, and he directed 2 movies I liked in the past. Like, oh, okay. Okay, now I know who this director is. Fede Alvarez. I know this director's movies because I like these 2 movies that he directed. That I've seen him directed. He directed that Evil Dead movie. He directed that great Evil Dead movie I really enjoyed. That came out in 2013. And then, well, like 2016, he did another movie in 2016. Again, I thought was a really great new horror movie. It was called Don't Breathe, where the 3 people break into a blind man's house. That was a good one too. So when I found out that the director who made the Don't Breathe movie and the Evil Dead movie in 2013, I thought, oh, okay, I can see a director making this Alien movie, and my God, they did a very good job. Did the director Fede Alvarez did a very good job with this Alien new take on Alien movie? He sure did. He brought his own visual style of horrorness of a horror to it. He brought that quality back, that scary horror atmosphere of it back. It was really cool. So good for Fede Alvarez to do an alien movie like this. It was really great. Like his Evil Dead movie and Don't Breathe. Great. I thought it was good. I was good director. I thought it was good director choice for this alien movie. Because you need to have a director who's good at capturing the atmosphere of horrorness. So I thought he did a very good job. So I give Alien Romulus 3 out of 3 stars. We have Abigail. It's about a group of thieves who kidnap a teenage girl who don't realize that this teenage girl is this ballerina girl is a vampire, and she starts attacking them one by one. Abigail's a fun movie. It stars Melissa Beria, Dan Stevens, Kevin Durant, Captain Newton, Giancarlo Esposito, and Alicia Weir, who plays the title character Abigail Girl. She was great. I give Abigail movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is a sequel to the first Beetlejuice movie. It's about the daughter Lydia Dietz, who's a single mother who has a daughter who she doesn't get quite along with. Must encounter Beetlejuice to save her daughter. Lydia must conjure Beetlejuice once again. I like this sequel, Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice 2. I thought it was a good sequel to the first Beetlejuice movie. It was good to see everybody come back. It was good to see Winona Ryder come back as Lydia. It was good to see the mother come back. Captain O'Hara back. It was cool. Beetlejuice, known as Beetlejuice 2. It stars Winona Ryder, Captain O'Hara, Justin Theroux, Jenna Ortega. It was cool to see Jenna Ortega working with Tim Burton again. Michael Keaton is back as the title character, Beetlejuice. Monica Bellucci was also great as well. Danny DeVito appears in it. I give Beetlejuice, known as Beetlejuice 2. And again, it was great to see Tim Burton come. It was great to see Tim Burton come back to do Beetlejuice 2, and the music composer score, Danny Elfman, come back along with Tim Burton to do Beetlejuice 2. It was cool. As much as the first Beetlejuice, it's a classic. I love this. I love the second Beetlejuice movie. It was really fun, especially for younger generation people who love the first Beetlejuice movie. So, I give Beetlejuice 2 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Hitcher. This is the 80s, 1986, the 80s one, The Hitcher. It's about a young man who picks up a hitchhiker, not knowing that he's a psychopath hitchhiker killer. The Hitcher is nothing but a classic. It stars C. Thomas Howell, Rutger Hauer, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Jeffrey DeMunn. I give the 80s Hitcher movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Wes Craven's Shocker. It's about a serial killer who comes back to hunt a teenager guy who had him arrested and put on death row, execution. Shocker is a fun movie by Wes Craven. It stars Mitch Pigley as the main serial killer. Peter Berg, who the main teenager guy character in Shocker is Peter Berg. He's a director now. He's made a bunch of movies with Mark Wahlberg. That's his go-to actor is Mark Wahlberg. The Peter Berg. That's his main guy. That's his main go-to guy actor is Mark Wahlberg. He directed pretty much every Mark Wahlberg in every movie he's directing him in. So, I give Wes Craven's Shocker movie 4 out of 3 stars. We have Friday the 13th, The New Blood. It's about a woman with a telekinetic ability power as she must defeat Jason Voorhees. I like New Blood. I like Friday the 13th, The New Blood. This is Kane Hodder's first time as the Jason Voorhees character. The New Blood. Friday the 13th New Blood. This is Ken Harder's first time as a Jason character. That's why it makes it the best one. I give Friday the 13th New Blood 4 out of 3 stars. We have a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. It's about a teenager who dreams about Freddy Krueger, and only his girlfriend must save him from this deranged madman serial killer Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It stars Robert Englund, Kim Myers, and Robert Russler. I give Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, or no, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, 4 out of 3 stars. And finally, we come to the last horror movie of the 80s. This is going out with the Big Bang. It's called The Prowler. It's about a killer in the old school army, you know, red outfit, and he's a prowler serial killer. He starts killing out people during a graduation day dance. What can I say about The Prowler? This is a cult classic, fan favorite slasher movie. Especially to me, I like The Prowler. I like the killer. I like this killer, The Prowler, because this Prowler serial killer, his main weapon's a pitchfork, but then he has like a knife that he carries with him, and he carries a shotgun. Well, not just a shotgun, like a sawed-off shotgun. You know when you saw off the shotgun, it's like it makes it like a shorter shotgun, like what's a sawed-off shotgun. He carries that, and he uses his weapons on every people in this movie. He uses the pitchfork as the main weapon. He has a knife as the second weapon, and his third weapon that the Prowler carries is a sawed-off shotgun. He uses all 3 weapons in this movie, so I love this Prowler serial killer. It's a beloved classic 80s slasher, and you know how in 80s slasher movies, there's slasher movies in the 80s, but it's not so much bloody and gory because the camera always cuts away like off screen, like the camera cuts away from the impact of a killing of a character, like off-screen death scenes. You know what 80s slasher movies have that, like the camera cuts away from the impact killing of a character, and we don't see what happened to his character because the camera cuts away from the impact killing of it, and it's like off-screen deaths, murders. Oh man, there are some of the murder killing scenes in the Prowler movie. It's shot like on screen, so that makes it so. That's what makes it so believable. Such a cult classic movie, especially for me. I love The Prowler. The Prowler stars Vicky Dawson and Farley Granger. Farley Granger, he was a character actor who appeared to Alfred Hitchcock's movies. He was in Rope. He was in the Hitchcock movie Rope, and he also did another Hitchcock movie. I think it was like Strangers on a Train. But anyways, Farley Granger appears in The Prowler as well too. I get The Prowler movie, and The Prowler movie has great non-stop blood gore makeup effects by the great Tom Savini. I get The Prowler movie 4 out of 3 stars. Okay, everybody, this will be my last scary horror talking about horror movie episode. Because October we're coming to the end of October, so this is my last time. This last episode is my last big horror talking about horror movie watching of the Halloween season. So thank you again for watching episode 44 of Sebastian's Movie Game Time. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see all of you. And I'll talk about it. I'll talk about a new episode when we get to November. So until then, have a great Halloween. Have a great trick-or-treating Halloween. Stay safe out there, and have fun out there. And I'll see all of you at the movies.